This is a Laney, you see that? It's a TT20 21 amp. I think these are about 20-25 years old. At least the circuit diagram I have here is from 2001. As you can see, this is the very first video, and the reason why I'm starting to do these now is from advice from another guitar tech who said that it's a good idea so that customers can see what you've done or what you haven't done, just in case they come back with a complaint. And sometimes it's not in the budget and it doesn't get done. So this is a way for them to see everything, and that's a way for me to protect myself, and also for other people to see what's going on, and maybe they can learn something, maybe I can learn something. And hopefully we all come away a little bit smarter about guitar amp repair. Okay, I've been doing this for about 20 years, 25 years, but mainly in the hi-fi world. I've now decided to swap out the grumpy old guys in the hi-fi world for the know-it-all guitar players. Me being one of them. Been playing since I was 7 or 8 years old. So like I said, this one's just come in for the once over. It's actually in pretty good condition. The owner just bought it. It powers up, it plays, and all that stuff. So we're just going to take a look inside to see what's what and go from there. Okay, let's get this done. So just take off the grill at the back here. Never use an electric screwdriver for this kind of thing. Always use a hand screwdriver and the correct type, and these are all Phillips. It looks like it's got all the original screws in it, which is really good. Put these over here in my cinnamon hull sticks jar. Okay, let's get this grill out. Oh boy. Okay. Get these from here. Okay, it's pretty clean inside actually. Maybe he wiped it down a bit, I'm not sure. Maybe the guy he bought it off wiped it down a bit. Let's disconnect the reverb. Start with these. Getting the chassis out of here. Hope you guys can hear me alright. Okay, let's see, we got 2 more. I've actually fired this thing up, and it's actually pretty damn good. It actually sounds really good. I think it's an EL84 based amp, 2 EL84s, fixed bias, which is why we're getting 20 watts out of it. I think with cathode bias you probably get about 15 watts or so out of it. It's a Pinto. It actually has a Pinto triode switch. That's one of the other things he asked me to do, if it can be done. This guy seems to be a little bit clearer than most guitarists, and that is to put screen grid resistors in, because it doesn't have screen grid resistors, which is a bit of a no-no. Except looking at the schematic, this is not abused like a lot of other EL84 based amps. It's supposed to have around 300 volts on the plates. Should be running at, well, we're going to find out what the power dissipation is, the quiescent power dissipation is, shortly. Okay, here we go. So let's take a look at this. Alright, get this down and get this cab out of the way. Okay, put this down here. Okay, and I'll get my blocks. Do we even need them? Yeah, my wooden blocks. Okay. As you can all see, I'm not working from a shop This is my workshop at my house, which allows for me to not charge so much and have the high overheads. Let's get this done. Okay, there we go. Let me get a little bit of a flashlight in here. Actually looks pretty good. Now, when he came to me with this thing, he told me he didn't want to spend a shit ton of money, because it's just a once over, so it's not going to be a ton of money, but just to give it a check over and let him know if there's any issues. Right now it actually looks pretty good. Oh, look at this. I can show you guys this. Flip this over. Maybe I can hold it up to the camera. You guys can see that. See where they've scraped off the paint, or the powder coat, or whatever this is. So you got the bare metal underneath, and they've attached the earth with brass. There's a surprise. That's something you don't see very often. Usually they just use steel. Now the good thing about brass is, if you pass a current through two dissimilar metals, it causes corrosion. However, unless one of those metals happens to be brass, which is what they've done here, there's nothing else going here except there is another wire coming off it which goes to this front panel here, or basically to the chassis. So one piece. It's actually really good. And they've used the correct colors for their mains, brown and blue, which is really good. Let's have a look here. Interesting. It's fused, so what we're going to do now, since this, he said it was already powered up, that would mean that everything's running, but hopefully it has the right size fuse. So let's just check that. Grab my trusty Stanley screwdriver, pull that out. Have a look at that. Now I've got to get some more light in here. Let's have a look at this. Oh, look at that. It's the right size fuse. That's good. Let's check it for continuity. Okay, alright. So WaveTech multimeter I've had for probably 25 years. I'd like to get another one. You can never have too many. I'll show you a good meter. And I've still got the original meter that I had from 35 years ago, 30 years ago, hanging there on the wall. Yep, we got continuity. And sometimes it's not always possible to tell if there's continuity when you're just looking at it. Okay. Let's get this thing back in. Can. Come on. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. Have a look at this. I'll tell you, Laney doesn't get a lot of recognition like some of the other amp manufacturers. Now, this thing sounds fantastic, but take a look at this. This is the HT fuse, which is 100 milliamps, and it has a little LED. It tells you if it's blown. Real handy if it's dark. So you're trying to figure out what happened. We're going to take a look at that one. Let's just get back this way. Let's see. Okay. Is that the correct size? Maybe this way would be better. Yeah. That's working because we know, because I've already fired up fired the amp up, so we know that's working. We also know that there's no blown HT fuse because the little LED doesn't come on. Okay, let's just put that back in. Great. Alright. Having a look at the valves here. Now he says these are the original ones, at least that's what the owner told him. I don't know what the date code is on this thing, but that's pretty impressive for an amp that's 20 years old. And he said it was used every day for hours and recording. Hours for recording and practice. Not so much gigging, but that's pretty impressive. Let's have a look at these valves. Oops. We've got ceramic valve sockets. Let's have a look at this one. If you guys can see that. But the writing on here is actually pristine. The getter's still in place. There's no burning spot. There's no burns anywhere. Actually really impressive. The pins are super clean. Like I said, I don't know what the previous owner did. He cleaned it or not. Like I said, have fired this thing up. It's pretty quiet. There's no hiss or anything. There's no unusual sounds. There's a normal amplifier hiss when you crank it. Maybe I'll do this one around the other way. No, I won't. I'll just put it back on. Which is fantastic. It's around the wrong way. Oh, first video, I've already got something wrong. I'll do this one this way. Now this amp is only a single channel amp with a high and low input. It sounds actually really good for a rock amp, for an amp that only got 20 watts. Let's have a look at this one. This one too. Some very good condition, getters all in place, the writing's nice and crisp. Wow. All that tells us is that the amp hasn't been used excessively high power. This is just 12AX7, it's supposed to have three 12AX7s. So look, JJ, 12AX7. Yeah. Pins are all really clean. Wow, it's impressive. Now it's impressive because it hasn't been abused. We all know guitar amps get abused. There's another JJ. Okay. Let's put this one back in. What's going on here? There we go. Okay, let's get V1 out of here. Yeah. Again, really good. Put that back in. You can see how small the transformers are, right? Power transformer here and the output transformer there. So look at the board. It's got some markings here, looks like test points. Now what's interesting here is the heater wiring. Let's turn this over, have a look at the heater wiring here. You can see that? That's the heater wiring. So it's not tracks on the PCB, it's actually twisted wire, and this has AC heaters. Which is really impressive.